Today is Wednesday, September 23rd, 2020, and welcome to another edition of Wildcat Weekly. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Joe Kraus. Thank you all for joining us for episode number 2. Each week, we'll be joined by a Daemen player or coach to discuss the upcoming season, their past success with the Wildcats, and what it's meant to be a part of the Daemen College community. As always, you can find us across social media. Follow us on Instagram, all lowercase, Daemen Athletics. Follow us on Twitter at Daemen Athletics. Like our Facebook page, Daemen College Athletics, and visit our website at DaemenWildcats.com. Speaking of DaemenWildcats.com, a couple of new series were launched for you to check out this semester. We started a student athlete spotlight and the Wildcat Social Series. With the Wildcat Social Series, team and student athletes are sharing their perspectives on topics of their own choosing. Jose Williamson III from men's tennis was kind enough to launch our series, and be sure to check it out when you get the chance. Our guest tonight is back to lead the Daemen women's basketball program for a fifth season with plenty of buzz around campus. Last year, Daemen had their first 20-win season in nearly a decade and won the East Coast Conference Tournament title for the first time in team history. Back on campus, old and new faces alike are ready to go for the upcoming season, and the team is firing off awareness towards social issues left and right, like their three-point shooting down the hall here at Lumsden Gymnasium. Here's my interview with Daemen women's basketball head coach, Jenepher Banker. And we're here with Daemen College women's basketball head coach, Jenepher Banker, today. Jenepher, thank you for your time. And I guess to start off, how have things been with you over the past few months as we get through the push of COVID?
Great. Day by day, right? That's kind of what everybody has to do day by day and be able to just like kind of adjust when things go a different direction. That's the biggest thing.
And you mentioned about adjusting the NCAA. They're establishing specific guidelines for each team here on campus, Daemen College, across the country of getting back into the practicing routine. So how has preparing for the quote-unquote new normal been like for the team so far with team workouts and getting things going this semester?
We just really have tried to talk about staying positive, and it's certainly different than anything in the past. And so, one of our taglines this year is actually, unity in adversity, for a lot of different reasons, to be honest with you. So that's something we've really focused on, is not getting caught up so much in anything thrown our direction, but staying unified in whatever adversity comes our way.
Definitely. And you mentioned unity. That was a main theme of last year's team from my viewpoint at courtside. But let's just go through the notes really quick for those that don't know. I mean, obviously, it ended too soon with ending in Stonehill at the tournament. But still, as we go to the notes, 23-5, most wins since Daemen joined the Division II conference. It was an 18-10 season the year prior, an 821 win percentage last year, the best since '04. A team record 238 3-pointers, and I gotta be honest, coach, I think I made maybe 10 in my lifetime, so that's a very impressive feat. And you've won 18 straight here at Lumsden going back to the 2018-19 season. So with all the dust being settled and extended and weird off season, when you put everything into perspective, what made last year so special and unique to coach this group?
Well, honestly, we've been working towards this for towards that culture for a few years. So it wasn't just an overnight kind of thing. We had been working really hard towards that, and all the players have also really just a culture of wanting to win and wanting to, our tagline last year was "I got you," so everybody has each other's backs. We spend a lot of time talking about playing as a team, and I think our players do a great job with that, being a team. I think we have great leadership. So, and great teammates. It's usually one of two things on a successful team, right? You either have to have great leaders, or you have to have great teammates. And I think we had both last year. So, our goal last year was to go to the NCAAs. That was our only goal. And sometimes that can be a little bit risky, because it's a tough thing to accomplish. But we just, kept that was really what we wanted to do. So that was our sight.
Definitely, you guys accomplished that. And you just mentioned about I got you. That seems to be the hashtag theme on Twitter. How did that phrase come about, and how would you explain the I got you hashtag and movement and everything that's going with this team the past few years?
Yeah, well, we just felt like that was the next step, that we had to make sure that we always had each other's backs no matter what. And so that was the tagline that everybody came up, or the team came up with, to remind us, that no matter what, we have each other and we'll take care of each other, regardless of what happens. So, when you repeat that a lot of different times, it's certainly helpful in getting you the result that you're trying to go for. So,
And two of those players that really stepped up, Jordan Heinold, Ashley June. Jordan, we've mentioned a lot over the broadcast. One of the best 3-point shooters in program history. And then Ashley is now joining your coaching staff as a grad assistant for this season. And I guess from that perspective, from a coaching perspective, how beneficial, Jenepher, was it having those two senior voices in the lineup, in the locker room, around other underclassmen voices that just carried it on and led to that successful season?
yeah, no, Jordan and Ashley were terrific last year. Jordan really came so far, and both as a leader and as a player. She was just so key, especially in a lot of those games down the stretch. She's a great shooter, and she's always been a great shooter, but she helped us out in so many other ways that sometimes I don't think she gets credit for. And she also really came a long way on the leadership end, and she really wanted to win, and she was willing to do whatever she needed to do, and great attitude, great leader. I can't say enough about Jordan and her growth and how impactful she was, not only just last year, but in the program in general. And then Ashley, Ashley was a great addition, right? She had played at a couple higher levels in Rutgers and UNC Wilmington. So that was great because she had that other experience where, she was great at, Ashley really didn't play point guard. I mean, she played point guard in high school, but not as much at the other places. So we asked her to take on a role that she really hadn't played in a few years. And so she was willing to do that for us. And just her overall, leadership in general and mentality was, really, really valuable. And yeah, we love having her as part of the staff now. So.
And now she joins the staff with Quinn Carey and your daughter Callie, and having those fresh voices and different experiences. It's going to be really exciting to see what you think with that staff you're building.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think even last year, I thought we had one of the best coaching staffs in the country. I really did. We're very balanced. It's built that way for a reason, but we're very balanced in what we do and what each other's specialties are, and our communication and our approach together. And I think we try to have a lot of different avenues that can help make the program successful. And so I can't say enough about our coaching staff. Truly, they don't get as much credit as they deserve.
We're joined by Jenepher Banker today at Wildcat Weekly, and as you know, this has been a very wild, weird, confusing times, highly emotional times as well since mid-March. So much coming at you every day, and I got to commend you, Coach, for taking on these, initiatives and providing awareness towards many issues. the voting initiative, everybody on the team got registered right away, and everybody's getting involved in the community aspect, social justice aspect. So how and why did getting involved become a team goal this year? And you mentioned before we started that things are still in the groundwork, but what do you hope this initiative provides light towards for those around?
Well, I mean, the team is pretty passionate about it. Really right from the start of everything that happened in the spring, and the and why I think goes right back to our tagline. I got you. So I think we obviously we truly believe that. So obviously that whole scenario affected certain. We have people from we have people on our team from Brooklyn. We have people on our team from Michigan. All over the place, from different backgrounds, which is great actually. Even a couple of years ago, I thought that one of our strengths was our diversity within our team. So we've always kind of embraced that. And when this happened, we had some players step up right away and have some thoughts on initiative, and everybody just jumped on board. And one of the first things last spring was, vote. Okay, we got to learn to vote. I mean, we've got to get everybody to vote. So immediately when everybody came back on campus, like by the end of the first week, we're like, okay, who's not registered? And if you're not registered, here we go. Here's the information. And let's just make sure everybody's registered by the end of the week. And everybody was. So, we're 100% registered to vote. And so that was initiative number one. I think it's important also to better educate ourselves and others on some history, and so some things like that, and to learn to work together with people of all different kinds of backgrounds and cultures. So the initiatives right now, we have a committee of players that are working on those initiatives, and the specific programs they're going to do, they're working on right now, but it will be based in those kinds of ideas.
So now there's the flip side of this scenario, Coach. As you know, I mean, there might be some Daemen fans either on campus or across the community that are seeing what Daemen's doing, what other athletic programs are doing, and saying, why are student athletes getting involved now? Others might believe that college students don't really care about the voting every 4 years, the elections every 4 years, or they might believe, unfortunately, that student athlete voices don't really matter and they shouldn't use them. So, with all that considered, how would you respond to those people?
Well, everybody's voice matters, and I think that's where we are now. And so even in terms of those initiatives, I hope everybody understands that. And the more people that can do that, and so we did that with our women's basketball team, but really any organization or any individual, should kind of have that mindset of they're 100% registered to vote, regardless if they're talking about them and their roommate or, a different club. It'd be great if everybody, within their own circles made kind of a pact to be 100% registered to vote. It's super easy to do. You just have to go on the website from your state and just really type it in. And it's real easy to get the information on how to do that. And it's real easy to get absentee ballots if you're from another state and, colleges, a lot of people are out of state, but it's real easy to get that. So it'd be great if everybody, did that, like I said, within their own circles.
So looking back at the hardwood, Coach, we have a big time season up ahead. We have 13 returnees coming back, a lot of new recruits. Freshmen Alana Page and Natalie Angeletti, transfers Harmony Philo and Mary Foster, all joining this roster. And when you add those new recruits and make the offense each year, especially this year where things were adjusted with the recruiting timetable, what are the main things you're looking for as a coach besides talent when you're talking to these players and their families?
Well, I mean, we're real committed to would be the right word. We're real committed to good people and good students as well as good athletes. So that's what we're looking for, a total person that sure is committed to wanting to be a part of our culture and being a part of a winning culture, and but still also committed to doing well in the classroom and being a good person overall, and wanting to type of person that will want to get involved in some of these other initiatives. So when we recruit, we're looking for the total package. And sometimes we see a red flag, we turn the other direction and keep moving. So I think that's also why we have players that want to do the kinds of things we want, right? We look for players that would fit our culture. So
Definitely. We mentioned 13 returning players, Tiara Filbert and Caroline White leading the way, Katie Titus continuing to emerge as a big player in the East Coast Conference. And even though everyone was physically separated the past 2 months between, with no campus in sight, how did the team chemistry from last season transfer over? And is there a big buzz around the campus about this team, do you think?
yeah, well, I mean, how does it carry over? It carries over with leadership, and we have great leaders. So that's how it carries over. And, our returning players have been instrumental in building this culture, especially our upperclassmen. So they've, we talked a long time ago when our seniors were going to be sophomores about, where we wanted to all go and what we needed to do to get there. And, one of the big things we push with them is this, it needs to be a player-led team in terms of culture. And they just, our seniors, T and Care and Autumn, have just been awesome with that. And it's very important to them that the next group coming in understands that and continues that through so that when they're seniors, they'll be doing the same kinds of things with the next group that comes in.
Kind of passing the torch kind of way.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know that, unfortunately, normally at this time we'd be getting ready for those first few games coming up in December, but we're still a few months away. And like I said, there's been a big fan base around since you stepped in a few years ago. So what's your final message for the Wildcats fan base, and what can we expect from this team when play resumes?
Well, I mean, I think we have a fantastic group, both with returners and incoming players. I really do. So hopefully we'll be able to get on the court. We were all pretty devastated when we were in New York City practicing for the NCAAs and got sent home. So we were all pretty devastated with that, and hopefully we can get back on the court. And then we have a lot of new players that are also great pieces to the puzzle. So we're super excited about this season, and hopefully it happens in its entirety.
Definitely. Well, Jenepher, thank you for your time today. Hopefully the next time we do this, we can get back to the hardwood. And hopefully we can pack the stands in Lumsden. Until then, thanks for joining us today, and good luck and have a good off season the rest of the way.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Yeah, folks, that's all the time we have today on Wildcat Weekly. Thanks for joining us. You can join us on all the social media platforms too. Follow us on Twitter at Daemen Athletics. Follow us on Instagram, all lowercase for you, Daemen Athletics. Like our Facebook page, Daemen College Athletics, and visit our website, DaemenWildcats.com. Until next time, I'm Joe Kraus. Thanks again for watching, and as always, go Wildcats.